Yes.
Italian Giorgio.
And Giorgio.
Yes.
Yeah, Giorgio. So Giorgio,
This book?
yeah. So this is the Islamic. You know, you're reading the Bible.
Okay.
So this is the Quran. It's in English translation. So it's interesting. You said you were atheist, but then you said,
yes. It's the Corano.
Quran.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we believe in the Quran. So you said at the beginning you're atheist, but you said you believe in something. That means you're a theist. You believe in something, but you don't know what it is. So you're more like an agnostic or a theist. Yeah? So with the Quran, so this is what Muslims believe is the word of God. It's a translation. This will be a gift for you anyway. You can take this.
Yes.
But what do you know about Islam?
I know very little. I don't know. I am curious for this reason because I never read
The Quran.
the Quran, even the Bible. So
Yeah. So you can take that, and I can tell you a few things, hopefully, that you're curious about Islam. And there might be an Italian version as well online.
okay.
You can get that. But as Muslims, we believe there's one God. There's no other gods. Yeah. So in Christianity they believe 3. In Hinduism they believe a lot more. But as Muslims, we believe there is only one. There's no one else. We believe he sent lots of messengers. Like Jewish people, they believe Moses. We also believe in Moses. Christians believe in Jesus. We also believe Jesus. But we believe after him came Prophet Muhammad, who is the last prophet. And we believe before the books were changed. That's why there's so many versions. So the Bible, there's so many different versions of the Bible. But the Quran, there will only be one.
Okay.
There's only one. And we believe if something comes from God, very easy, very simple. You can teach to 5-year-old, you can teach to 8-year-old, 10-year-old, 20-year-old, 30-year-old. Very simple, very easy to understand.
And why, for example, you do Ramadan?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Is right written in Quran?
Yes, yes.
What is the reason of the Quran, of the Ramadan?
Ramadan. So Ramadan is a way, Allah tells us in the Quran, we fast to gain taqwa, to become close to God. Because for a lot of people, food has become a distraction. Earning for food, eating food, preparing food. And when a person can control themselves, you control your stomach. They say someone who controls their stomach, a strong man. So this is to help us control ourselves so we can control our mind. Because you see a lot of people get bribed. You give them money, they will change their mind, they will do this, they will do that. Somebody tells them they will do anything. So if a person can control their food, a person can control their desires, then that person is becoming strong not only physically, but spiritually as well. So that's why you notice in Islam, you hear about Islam probably a lot in the news and stuff like this, because Islam is the only religion that we stay steadfast against other things. Islam is very relevant. Even with the book, we claim this is the same book 1400 years ago, not changed. Christians believe their book was changed, they had to write. We believe same book.
And you can't eat this your voice is a bit low. You might focus on you, so your voice will be clear. Okay. I'm and
That's fine.
And you, if I don't mind, you can't eat the
Pork. Pig.
any animals, any. So, my English is And some animals you can't eat. Is right?
Yes. So there's one animal in particular, the pig. Yeah, we can't eat the pig, but when we sacrifice the animal, we can eat animals, but they have to be halal. You heard halal?
Halal.
Halal. Yeah. So halal means that the animal has been sacrificed in the proper way. So we believe that animals also are creatures of God, and they need to be treated with respect. So even if we are going to eat them, we have to sacrifice them properly, and there are certain rules and regulations. So we don't eat just any old meat, it has to be sacrificed properly. With regards to not eating certain foods, we believe life is a test. Giorgio, we believe life is a test. And it's like even at school, the teacher will say, okay, there's playtime, 11 o'clock. Before 11 o'clock, you stay in class. If the child run out, you say, no, you're in trouble. Because what the teacher is doing is teaching the child control. Yeah, control, discipline. Yeah, you can take one. Yes, of course. Yeah, take one. You're from China. And there was another man from China today as well. It's Quran in English. Yeah.
So difficult to read.
Thank you.
But even I don't believe in a type of God, but I think that these are interesting principles.
Yes.
Apart from the religion and the God, but the very good principle for me.
Yeah.
And about the...
Because just before, remember your question, because as human beings, we get called to desires, money, women, cars, buildings, and it's very materialistic. And if you become too materialistic, depression, exhaustion, tired, sadness. So Islam tells you there is something bigger than this. You go to work, you earn money, not to become big man, to help the people, to become a better human being. You will have a good life, the people around you will have a good life. So I thought I would say this as well.
But the last thing there is in my mind, the Muslims, there are any type of Muslims that do war in the name of the religion.
Yeah.
Okay? Is why is there are two types of prayer, okay? But why
is there war?
Yes. Why? Is right? Is not right for you?
Yeah. So in the Quran it says, if you kill one person unjustly, it is as if you have killed the whole of mankind. Because that one person will have a child, they will have a child, and then there's a whole lineage that comes with it. So in Islam, there is no killing indiscriminately. That's why you will see, if in Islam you're allowed to kill, and it was part of my religion, I wouldn't be standing here, I would be doing it. So the thing is, Giorgio, and the problem is politics. There is a saying of politics that even a good man will be turned into a dog because of politics. Politics is something which even affects good people. So when you notice, let's just say when you see war, Muslims fighting, what country comes to your mind? Iraq?
I don't want to
No, it's okay. No. Look, Giorgio.
I don't know if
no problem.
religion is
Look, Giorgio.
spread.
I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't be engaging with you if I was going to say, don't say this, I don't mind. You be open because I know you're sincere. You can ask me anything. I promise I won't be offended.
Yes.
Because I know you're sincere and I know English is not your first language. So you can ask however you want. So you say the country. If you're wrong, I will correct you. If you're right, I will give you the reason, no problem.
I just wanted to know why the men that do war in the name of...
So I'll give you an example. So one country people think is Iraq. You probably Iraq. In America they say Iraq. we say Iraq, but IRAQ. They say that before America went into Iraq, because they went in after 9/11, and when they went in, then a lot of problems happened and women were raped and there was fighting going on. Look, Giorgio, if you're living in a country, another people come into your country, then the people in that country get angry. They will use any excuse to fight, and they are doing that just like Ukraine and Russia. People today are very happy Ukraine is fighting. No one will say what Ukraine is doing is bad because Russia came into their country, and then for whatever reason, but Ukraine is fighting back. So most of these reasons, Giorgio, is because politics. Another country will come in, and then there will be conflict, and then people will use excuse reasons to fight back, to convince the people to fight back. Before, at the time of the Prophet Muhammad, Muslims, Christians, Jews, we all lived together in harmony. There's no problem. But when Israel, that happened with the Palestinians, then between Jews and Muslims, problems came. When America invaded Iraq and Afghanistan, then problems came and people started bringing religion into it. So that's
So the real reason is our
politics. Oh yes,
not religion.
Yeah.
Are only excuses for religion. Excuses. The real reason are politics.
Yeah. Because if you go to Egypt is majority Muslim country. You will see Christians there from birth, from all generations, called Coptic Christians. They've been there from the beginning. So, I mean, if Islam was intolerant and warlike religion, they would have been out.
50 million,
Yes, subhanallah, 50 million. So even, in fact, in a Muslim country, if a non-Muslim, if for example you lived under my protection and I had a Sharia Muslim country, it is forbidden for me to oppress you, to give you too much work, to call you something, even if they dislike being called a kafir, a disbeliever. It's not right for a Muslim to even use that word that the non-Muslim is unhappy with. But the thing is, when Muslims and other people of other faith, when there's countries coming in and issues happening, that's where the problems happen. There's a good book called Fields of Blood by Karen Armstrong. She's not Muslim. She used to be Christian. She used to be a nun. Then she's now agnostic. And she wrote a whole book, and she said a lot of these wars that people blame on religion, it's actually to do with politics. That's what it is.
I go.
Yeah. Thank you, Giorgio. Thank you for good questions.
Where are you from, Giorgio?
Italy.
Italy.
Italy. This is my first day in London. I arrived 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Next Sunday.
Yes. Yeah, I will be here. Nice to meet you, Giorgio. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
The mic.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that was quite. He seemed very. I feel like
50 million, yeah?
15. Yeah, 15.
Oh, 15. 15. Oh, fantastic.
It's about 15 million Coptics.
In Egypt, yeah?
That's crazy.
That's fantastic.
That's more than Dutch people.
Wow.
and Belgium and all these smaller countries.
Wow.
It's a lot. There's as many as Somalis. As in like the modern Somalis, yeah. So, and they've existed there for God knows how long. It's crazy. It's for anyone who comes and talks about persecution. What, 15 million people? You can't even say that about the African Americans, that they're necessarily being persecuted. Yeah, they might have a difficult life. Even the Coptics in Egypt have a Coptic. It's politics.
No, just changing my.
Whose is this? Bro, Abdul Karim, just take.
It's politics. Because when the 5-6
Shamsi,
It was on 5-2, not the 4,000.
Yeah, but plus 5-2.